and welcome to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I have my top 10 picks for all of the new spring patterns that are coming out from the Big Four. Once again, Butterick has not released their spring, and the spring catalog that I'm pulling from McCall's is their early spring, so they may be having another one here soon, but I just wanted to go ahead and do a video because, number one, I had a really hard time narrowing it down to 10. I am just over the moon with so many of, I pulled patterns from Vogue, McCall's, and Simplicity, and there's so many that I'm just really, really feeling right now. But I've picked 10. Gidget is here with me, my trusty sidekick here. I don't know that she's feeling very good today, so or let her sleep next to me. Okay, I do once again have my laptop here in my lap, so I will be looking down a little bit, and then hopefully be posting the pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about up above. And I also really wish that I could, I've got pictures of the patterns that I can pop up, and I really wish that I had pictures of the line drawings, but for whatever reason, any of the pictures I'm finding online, the type of file that they are, I can't put into the video. I don't know. So technology is not my first language. So anyway, I'm not sure what the problem is there, but that is what's going on. So let's dig in. I have 10 patterns to talk you through, and you're gonna notice a little bit of a trend and that I'm definitely feeling the itch to start sewing some spring things. So let's get started. I'm gonna talk about Vogue first, then McCall's, and then we'll go to Simplicity. So the first thing from Vogue, and again, there are quite a few of their spring patterns that I would love to get my hands on. It's just, number one, I actually got a whole bunch of vintage patterns also from my mentor Joyce. Not only did everyone get fabric in our group, we got a ton of buttons because, again, she owned a shop where she did custom sewing, both bridal and workwear, you know, women's wear basically. She had an entire shop, so she sold like buttons, fabric, and everything that would go along with any of that. But also quite a few of her personal patterns. The stuff from the business all went to the gal that bought her business, but I have a ton of vintage patterns. If you guys want to see, it's like the ongoing haul. If you guys would like to see all of the vintage patterns that I snagged from Joyce's, my mentor Joyce's stash, give me a holler. We can definitely do a video on that at some point. But I'm feeling very overwhelmed with patterns at the moment, so, and I was very particular about what I pulled out of her stash when I was going through. But anyway, the first one is Vogue 1671. And to be honest, yes, it's a very pretty dress. I really enjoy it. But on Instagram, Vogue, McCall's, they do like little Insta stories or a little video and highlight a pattern. And they were showing the yellow version of this dress. Oh my gosh, so she was moving in it. Oh my, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love this dress. In fact, this is one of the ones that may find its way into my pattern stash whenever they're having their next round of sales. They don't have them as often at Joann's anymore or Hobby Lobby, so I kind of have to, you know, just kind of keep my eyes peeled for the weekly. Oh, for the, you know, the weekly ads and that kind of thing. But anyway, I love this dress. And I honestly, I really like it with the contrast too. And you guys have seen how many wool crepes that I have inherited. And wool is one of those things that can easily go not just cold weather because it is a natural fiber. It will wick as well as it will insulate. So it is a great one. You know, there's definitely tropical weight wools you can wear all the way through summer. If you live in warmer climates, it's a really, really thin, but again, because of its properties, it will wick or insulate as needed. Anyway, I mean, I can't say enough about this. I love the midi length. I love the above the knee length. I love the contrast neckband with the little cap sleeves. I would like to play around with the cap. I don't know that I like, for my body type, the contrast cap there. I'm afraid it might make me look a little top heavy, but it is an A-line, so that might balance out my hips enough to where it would be okay. But I definitely would love to make this dress all in one color. That yellow dress is just really speaking to me. All right, the second Vogue pattern I pulled was Vogue 1672. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful wrap dress. And at first glance, it looks like it has an asymmetrical hem, but it doesn't. When you look at the line drawings, it's just the way she's walking. So I'm not sure why they chose that picture. But anyway, I love a good wrap, even if it's faux or regular. This one would be faux, right? Yeah. So what is that called? A surplice? What is that called? The neckline where it wraps? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I love that neckline. And if you look at the line drawings, again, I'm sorry I can't put those up there, but they have like an interesting looking princess seam that doesn't really, it's kind of from the bottom of the armhole that kind of goes down with darts that are in the princess seam. So I think this one would be a very easy one to do a full bust adjustment on, which I definitely would have to do just because it doesn't have the cup sizes and it's a woven dress. I would need to have a full bust adjustment. But I just think that this is beautiful. It's for wovens. I love the long sleeved. I love the short sleeved. I mean, you could do this in a whole host of fabrics. Let's see, what does it say? Linen, lightweight denim, and eyelet fabrics. So basically something with a little bit of body, something that'll hold up a little bit. Even that cotton wall that I got, I think that would be beautiful in something like this if I end up not doing the Saint Germain dress. But again, I don't know that I need any more wrap dresses in my stash, but I think this one is beautiful. So we'll see. I think it's just the lines on the bodice I find to be very interesting. That's kind of what I'm drawn to anymore these days. All right, next up, we're hopping to McCall's M8030. The McCall's company has also now started naming their patterns. So this is the Josie. I find that a little confusing just with the numbers and the name, you know, but whatever. I think that this is a fantastic summer dress, though. It actually reminds me a lot of the Closet Case file or the Closet Case Patterns Callie shirt dress. But I just think that it would be fantastic in a linen for the summer. This one does have a yoke that kind of goes all the way straight across. I don't think the Callie has that, but it has a yoke that goes all the way straight across with some pleats or gathers. So that would be a very easy thing to do a full bust adjustment on. I find gathers adding, you know, you could literally just add width all the way down. You don't have to do the whole dart and that kind of thing. Just add the width that you need all the way down, and then that you just do more gathers at the top into the yoke, because the yoke would be the piece that would fit you in the smaller size, because that's, you know, you're wanting to sew for this top of your body, and then you're needing the full bust adjustment for the boobs. So I think it would be an easy one to adjust as well. And it's just a really cool shirt dress, and it comes with the belt, and you can add carriers. Comes with a couple of different lengths, a couple of different hem shapes. But yeah, I think this is just a nice, easy breezy summer dress. Clearly I have dresses on the mind. I'm ready for spring and summer and sewing all the dresses. All right, next, M8036, which is also called the Sasha. I think this dress is really cool. Now, I'm not as crazy about, although maybe, the model here has got the poofier sleeves that have that band at the elbow. I just feel like that might add too much bulk across the part where I don't want a lot of bulk. However, there is another sleeve link in here that's more of a bishop where it would hit here, and I could definitely be down for that. Although again, if I chose a drapier fabric where the poof wasn't quite as pronounced, that might be kind of cool. I just have to have the line of my sleeve, where my sleeve stops, can't be the fullest part of my bust, because then I just look really wide. So the short sleeves that end like mid-arm are not good for me. I either need up above or like elbow length, or then of course 3/4 or full length. Something that hits right, you know, right across here just isn't good. But again, these sleeves do hit at the elbow, so I could be okay. But this is a wrap dress, and what I love about this, they've got a version where there's a couple of flounces that you can be sewn in that I think is just really, really beautiful. It's very girly, but if you chose something that was a little drapier, I think that would be beautiful. It comes with a detachable tie belt for that one. Then there's the version where it just is a little, it's still a wrap, but it just ties, it has, you know, just little built-in ties. And I'm trying to see here. Yeah, it's a full wrap dress. Excuse me. They're skinnier little ties. Or you've got what the model is wearing, this really cool button that just, it buttons but wrapped. Excuse me. That I think is just really cool. So really you can get 3 very different looking dresses out of this pattern, and it's a wrap style, and I find that that just looks good on so many body types. So this one also might find its way in. All right, next up, M8033. This is definitely a peasant style dress, and this one is a custom cup size one. This one really might find its way into my stash because we all know how much I love a custom cup size pattern. It's just less that I have to do to alter it. But I'm really enjoying the peasant style with this dress. It's got, I believe, I don't think they're bands. I think it's elastic around, let's see here, that goes around the shorter sleeves or the a little bit longer ones. Yeah, I think so. So they're cinched in with elastic, not a band, which actually I find to be very much more freeing. So they has a 3/4 length sleeve, or it's got a sleeve that hits right about there. I would not be doing that sleeve, but I'm definitely down for the 3/4 length sleeve. I love the maxi version, I love the midi version, and I love the above the knee version. It would be a great chance to play around with some lace inserts, which the model, of course, is wearing here. I love the scoop, the wide scoop neckline. I find that, you know, showing your chest to be very flattering. It kind of brings the eye up to the face without having to show cleavage. I mean, it's just, you're just showing a little bit wider expanse of your chest area. The dainty little buttons down the front. I really like this dress. I think that it is, it's just really pretty, and definitely goes along with a lot of the trends that you see both street style and on the runway right now. And that's called the Sophia. And then finally for McCall's M8045. These jeans or pants scream 80s so loudly, and I am so here for it. All of my middle school actually. My middle school years were worn in, well, I had one pair, and that was like a big Christmas gift, but the Z Cavaricci jeans, if any of you are around my age and know what I'm talking about, or maybe were even in high school at the time, but they were the ones that AC Slater wore on Saved by the Bell all the time. But they had the yoke on the pant, just like these, and then they were fuller at the bottom, except the Z Cavaricci jeans had like a ton of belt loops that went all the way around. It was just like belt loop, belt loop, belt loop, belt loop, and went all the way around the waist. Anyway, these, and they always had the exposed button fly, these brought back so many memories. Now the legs are not as full as what I'm remembering from my youth, but I just think that these would be, especially on my body type, because I do have narrow through the hips, I think that these could be a lot of fun to try. And they've got seams down the front and down the back center leg, which makes fitting a breeze. And I find that to be very flattering as well, because it's giving you a vertical line and helps elongate the legs a little bit, which we all know I need. Now I do think that these are, they look to be hitting about at her natural waist. I'm still kind of playing around with that. These are also called the Abbey. I just really like them in the white. I think that it's a very subtle, I mean, they look like a white jean from afar, but then you get up closer and you can see all the details, and I really like these pants. So we'll see if those, see, I'm talking about these. These may all end up in my stash. We'll have to wait and see. I have very little willpower apparently when it comes to fabric and patterns. Okay, next up is Simplicity. First one on here is the Simplicity 9097, which is Mimi G for Simplicity. I love this so much, and the jumpsuit especially. How phenomenal. Now it is very plunging. I think that I would maybe try and cover a little bit, although I feel like the jumpsuit here might have a modesty panel. Well, maybe not. I mean, you could wear something under it. It's definite, I mean, it's obviously a halter style, and the back is halter as well. So you would have to do a strapless bra or a halter bra, which I don't know how I feel about that, just because, I don't know, I'm just to a point where I hate strapless bras, why put myself through it? But maybe a convertible one, if I could get it, you know, put the strap halter, because this jumpsuit is just amazing. I could see this in all, and she has a one made up in all white for like a summer wedding or any kind of black tie event, because it has all the tuxedo details on it, I just think that it is just gorgeous. Or you could do something really fun and just make it in a denim and, you know, wear it all through summer. So if your back is something that you really love to show off, or, you know, your shoulders and that kind of thing, I actually do like a halter bathing suit on me. It's the bra situation that kind of deters me a little bit, but I think this jumpsuit and the dress are just gorgeous. I just love all the details on there. Okay, next. Ooh, I love this one too. Simplicity 9098. I think this dress and top are just fantastic. Again, it goes back to the peasant, you know, style that's kind of in right now, but this has the belt, the big wide belt that goes almost empire waist. It's kind of right up underneath your boobs. So right in that real small part right above your waist, which is typically a real small part in most women's bodies. But I love, again, the nice wide, it's not really square, but almost. And again, it's got the nice big sleeves. I mean, in a drapey fabric, it's just beautiful. And I also love that they've used on the gal, she's wearing it in red, and there's just a different shade of red for the belt. I think that that is amazing as well. I really love that pattern. And I would think that that would be one that would be easy to fudge a little maybe with the full bust. I'd have to see what the measurements and stuff are on there, but I just think that dress is beautiful. And it's a Cynthia Rowley one. All right, next up, Simplicity 9102. And actually what the model is wearing here is not, it kind of looked like a Mrs. Roper muumuu from Three's Company. But once I looked at it a little bit more, I love this. And I think that it would be one of those that you could wear it as a swimsuit cover-up if you wanted to, in a real sheer voile or cotton lawn. Or my sister actually just bought kind of a caftan like that, that she was pairing with some really fun sandals, doing her hair real beautiful, and then a fun clutch, and was wearing it. They were down in Costa Rica actually for a business trip for her husband, and was just gonna wear that for a dinner out. And I think that's fantastic for a beach vacation. You could do a fun print, you could do linen, and again, this comes in different sleeve lengths. You don't have to do the longer sleeve. It has kind of one that's angled, a little bit shorter, which I also find is flattering on almost every body shape, because there's not a hard horizontal line. It's angled, which is really, really beautiful. And again, you could make this in so many fabrics. Let's see what they recommend. Let's see, batiks, cotton lawn, cotton types, gauze. Oh, it'd be beautiful in gauze. Linen types, shirtings, wool. So there you have it on that one. And then the final one is kind of a little bit of a surprise, and I'll tell you why. It's Simplicity 9130. And you know, the gal looks fine on the front of this. You know, it's a tunic and it is a pull-on pant, and you know, she looks nice, it looks fine. What I really, really love about this pattern, and it really is like a sneaky wardrobe pattern. So they've changed the way that the front of their patterns look. But when I go to the line drawings, there's a few different sleeve options for the tunic, and I think tunics are very flattering on so many body types. You don't have like a restricted waist. It's easy to lengthen the tunics to make it kind of a 1960s shift dress. This comes, again, different sleeve lengths. It comes with a sleeveless tunic. It has a skirt option, and it's got the pull-on pant and a belt. So, I mean, you would get a lot of bang for your buck on this pattern, and that's what really drew me on this one. I was like, oh my gosh, look at all the things you can get with this pattern. You could use it could be a module in and of itself. You could very easily make yourself a module, 7 pieces really, because you could turn the tunic into a dress. You know, not have the slits, you know, extend it to your hip measurement and then make it longer to where it hits either mini length, or you could go mini, as in like mid-thigh, or you could just go right above your knee to have like a 1960s, you know, shift pretty much. Anyway, I just thought that one was a really cool one, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because it almost snuck by me. So I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that one, because it was kind of a surprise again until I started looking at the line drawings. Okay, there we have it. Those are my 10 top picks for the spring Big 4 patterns. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and gives you a little bit of inspiration, and maybe add a few things to your shopping list as those sales start to pop up. Okay, that's all I've got for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Sunday we'll have more of the Huxley Sew Along. That is going fantastically so far. So we're just gonna keep plugging along on our backpacks. And then next Tuesday, we've got bottoms, the first set of bottoms for my 3 modules. So someone had commented and asked if I could start showing bottoms because they wanted to see how things were starting to integrate. And honestly, I just had a schedule set up, and that's why I am doing it the way I'm doing it. But I decided to go ahead and show you bottom number 1 for all 3 modules, and I will show you the bottom with all 3 tops from each of their separate modules. I'm not gonna mix the modules until the very, very end, but I thought I would definitely show you all the tops with, so I'll have 1 bottom for each module, either already has been completed, you know, it's one that I just pulled out of my wardrobe, or one that I have recently made. So, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna break that up. I'm still furiously, you know, sewing, so along with the rest of you. So yeah, so that's what we've got on Tuesday, the first set of the bottoms. And then the following week, we'll do the second set of bottoms for all 3 modules, and then we will hit toppers and dresses, because I did have a couple of dresses that I wanted to throw into these modules. And my plans have changed a little bit, not drastically, but some of my plans have changed, especially for the 3rd module. So anyway, you have that to look forward to. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and get a lot of sewing in. Fingers crossed, I'm gonna be able to get some sewing in this weekend as well. And I'll see you guys Sunday for the Huxley bag. Bye.